If it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
This is AM 970, The Answer, live from the greatest city in the world, 728 with Frankie Five Boroughs and Big Al and Debbie. You're very humble, ready for drive time players. We're streaming live. You can get us on am970theanswer.com, or you can go to YouTube or Facebook. Diane Piagentini is the widow of assassinated police officer Joseph Piagentini, and it is a painful, painful thing to for Diane to jump on the airways. She is kind enough and courageous enough to join us this morning. Diane, welcome to the program, and we welcome you with a heavy heart.
Good morning.
Listen, I know what you have to go through, and it's very uncomfortable for us to reach out to you, but Diane, we got to get the message out, and I know it's painful for you to talk about this decades later, but would you be so kind, my dear, to first tell us about your husband? What was he like as a person, and the tragic circumstances that led to his death?
My husband was a gentle, very kind man. He worked in Harlem, the 3-2 precinct. He walked the beat. He got to meet the community that he worked in, and he loved his job, and he became a police officer to protect the communities.
Yeah.
He loved basketball. He played basketball with the children in the neighborhood. I still have the basketball hoop above the garage, and he was just a very gentle man, and he loved what he did.
Yeah. Does the killer, I don't even like to, I'm not going to even mention the killer's name, Diane. You know, he doesn't deserve these, getting his name on the airwaves here. But has he expressed any remorse for what he did?
I don't believe that he has expressed a true remorse.
Yeah.
What we need to remember is that this was an educated man. He went to college. He received a scholarship from high school to go to college.
Yeah.
This man knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. And what was your reaction when you heard that this creep was poised to be released?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And all the times you realize every 2 years since we have gone before the parole board and we have expressed our feelings that he should never get out of jail. A person who kills a police officer should never be released from jail.
Yeah, in such a dastardly way. What happened that night? Oh, and forgive me for even asking, but that night, I mean, how do you got a phone call? You were, and Joseph was only 28 years old, and you must have been the same age, correct?
Yes, 27.
Oh.
My children were 15 months old and 3 years.
Unbelievable.
I was waiting for him to come home. I had his dinner on the stove waiting for him, and I got a knock at the door.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize what was happening. He was killed on May 21st, 1971.
Yeah. Did they know that he already had been killed at that point? Did they say to you, your husband has passed?
No, I didn't find out until I got to Harlem Hospital, and as I got out of the car, my father told me.
Oh, my Lord. You know, we're so sorry for that. You are such a courageous person, such an inspiration to us, Diane. And we wanted to get, and that's why we appreciate you jumping on the air, and that's why we support Blue Lives Matter. And now the parole board has been deluged with letters from the public, urging this guy not to be released. The PBA has filed a lawsuit. Pat Lynch is on the radio station talking about that. Where are things now in this regard, Diane?
Right now, the hands are in the State Supreme Court Justice Richard Coweek. He will make a decision on that. The TRO is in place. At this point, Herman Bell cannot be released until things are settled.
Yeah, and how are your kids doing, if I may ask?
My daughters are great. They stand beside me. We have done press conferences with Pat Lynch, and they are right here. They have a website, reverseparole.com. Go to the nycpba.org. Keep cop killers in jail and send a letter.
You never remarried, if I can ask, Diane.
No, I never remarried.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Joe the day I met him.
Diane, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for joining us. You're welcome here anytime. We'll see you out there, but keep the fight. We stand behind you.
And thank you very much.
All right, God bless you, and to your children as well. Diane Piagentini, the widow of assassinated police officer Joseph Piagentini, and if that doesn't touch your heart, I don't know what does. And how the governor and those in charge allow this cop killer to be released is beyond me. It's beyond words. I have no words. Where is your heart, I would say to the politicians and to the parole board. Where is your heart? And thank you, Diane.
Everybody knows this guy. No, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.